back to the channel. Today we have our March's book releases. So these, like I said, every time, these might not be all the books that's coming out for March. I might have missed some, so if I do, please comment down below if I have missed any, because so what I'm going to be doing now, I've decided to change up a little bit because I need to focus on the books I do have on me and the authors I'm going to have. So I am writing authors of the books that's coming out for this year, and if by chance someone does end up like a subscription box that does have these authors books in it, then obviously I can read them. But at the moment, I have to just write them down and see if I want them. But we're going to start with it because it's going to be a long one. So sit down, sit back, get something to eat, some drink, and we're going. So the first book is going to be Unlikely Proposition by Rosalind Eve. I have something down my shirt. That's probably my breakfast. Sorry. So this is a standalone companion to an improbable season. This legacy romance, perfect for fans of Bridgerton, is about following your heart, pursuing your dreams, and falling head over heels in love. So I'm literally just reading the Libra subscription, not reading the whole two paragraphs, whatever it is, because there's a lot and I don't want you sitting here for ages. So next up we have Kindling by Tracy Chee. So I haven't read a book by Tracy, but I wasn't a big fan of the book that I read. But Kindling sounds really good, and well, it looks good. Shall I take the cover? It says, "Come victory and come death." Once the war was fought with Kindling's elite magic wielders warriors whose devastating powers come at the cost of their own young lives. So that book does sound pretty good. So I do have my pen and a pad, and I'm just going to write down the authors so I can go back to it next time. Then we have The Encanto's Daughter by Melissa de la Cruz. So this is a young woman claims the throne of a realm inspired by Filipino mythology. Ooh. In this YA romantic fantasy, the first is an enchanted new duet by the New York's bestseller author of Melissa. Okay, so that sounds really good. A Filipino mythology. So I have read a book by Melissa de la Cruz, but don't think I actually enjoyed it. But that sounds really good. So I'm just going to write her one down, because that book does sound good. Next book we have The Summer She Went Missing by Chelsea Ichiso. So I think I've actually read a book by her as well. So from the author The Dead Girls Can't Tell Secrets. Yes, actually, Dead Girls Can't Tell Secrets. Yeah, I have read that. And They're Watching You, a new compelling thriller. So last summer they searched for Andre Coverting. This summer they searched for the truth. So another murder mystery. Next up we have The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptison. So in the country divided between humans and witches, Venus stone hustlers as a brewing making illegal love potions to spoil her family. Okay, so we have another kind of like a poison kind of interesting one, but doesn't compel to me. This one has One Last Breath by Jeannie Myers Sain. So the New York Times bestseller author of Dark and Shadows Light delivers another chilling supernatural thriller filled with murder, romance, and a descendant long mystery that haunts a small Florida town. Okay, that sounds good. Murder, mystery, and romance. Let's add her to my list. So Ginny Myers Sam. Interesting. Next up we have The Last One to Die by Cynthia Murphy. So from this TikTok CEO of Plot Twist comes a supernatural thriller that will keep you guessing till the very end. Packed with voice-driven whodunit storytelling and a classic slasher movie feel, this dark, pacey, and irresistible creepy thriller really has something for everybody. Okay, we have another thriller one, which that's something I am definitely loving. Love any thrillers anyway. Next up we have Prompchanted by Morgan Matson. Modern day teen wanders into Disney's Sleeping Beauty in this enemy to lovers rom-com from New York bestseller to author Morgan Matson. Two modern teens, one classic fairy tale, absolutely no cell service. I don't know. Doesn't sound like that appealing to me. Like, I do love a good retelling of a fairy tale, but that doesn't sound really interesting. So my mouth is really dry. Okay, next up we have is Ellie Haycock is Totally Normal by Gretchen Sharabi. So Ellie Haycock has always separated her life into sections, Ellie at home and Ellie at the hospital. At home, Ellie's a typical student and proud member of her high school speech and debate team along her best friend and her boyfriend. So at the hospital, Ellie has an ever-growing team of doctors and a mum who won't stop posting about the details of her life and illness online. It's not hard for Ellie to choose which the two she prefers. Next up we have The Baker and the Bard by Fern Hort. So this looks like it's going to be more of a Dungeon Dragon kind of thing, like that book cover. So author-artist Fern Hort weaves an enchanted, gentle fairy tale, fantasy tale of friendship, determination and respected nature in their debut graphic novel. There we go, that's the word I was looking for as well. The Baker and the Bard, perfect for the fans of the Tea Dragon Society, Legends and Lattes, and the Animal Crossing. Do not like Dungeon Dragon. I don't know why I'm thinking of that, but fair enough. Ooh. So next up we have What Monstrous Gods by Rosamund Hodge. So centuries ago, the hetric sorcerer Raven raised a deadly briar around Runakahais. Palace, casting the royal family into a child asleep and silencing the king. Ooh, okay. This sounds like more of a Sleeping Beauty vibe again. Okay, we're adding you, my dear. We love something like that. So I've got a book like that, but it's an opposite version of it. So we've got the bone spindle, and it's like a Sleeping Beauty retelling, but it's the opposite. So the prince is the Sleeping Beauty, and the other people are the female, and it's like, love it. Next up we have Breathing Underwater by Abby Nash. In this slice of life sensitively written novel, a teen girl grapples with a sudden epilepsy diagnosis, all while figuring out a new crush and a now uncertain future. Ew. Next up we have Bad Like Us by Gabriella Lipo. Two friends group collides with someone turns up dead over spring break in this heart-thumping YA thriller of a fans of One of Us Lied and We Were Liars. Spring break is a vibe until someone gets murdered. Can you guess, guys? Yes, it's going to go on my list. Any murder? I just spelled her name wrong. Lol. It's fine. So, another murder mystery. We love it. Compass and Blade by Rachel Greenlaw. Okay, so this is fans of Fable of Adriana Young or Killer Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. So this is a romantic fantasy debut filled with sirens and mystery, magic, swoon birth, and cutthroat betrayal. Okay, this sounds really good. Even though I have read Fable, I did enjoy that. And I did DNF Killer Kingdom. But this sounds really good. And I do like more of the romance and fantasy vibe. So we're going to add her to my list. So Rachel Green. So, and look, I've got to go into the next page. Okay, next up we have Clever Creatures of the Night by Samantha Maybury. So when Casey's best friend Dree goes missing, Case dives into the bizarre cult-like and possibly murderous behaviour of Dree's roommates in this gripping, literally horror novel of fans of the Honey and the Mexican Goth. Where is Dree? Okay, that sounds like another mystery book, and I need to add that. We're going to have a lot of mystery books, which, you know what? Who doesn't love mystery? Or crime? Next up, we have The No Girlfriend Rule by Kristen Randall. So Julie Murphy meets Casey McQuiston. Is this unforgettable queer romance about a teen girl whose foray into fantasy tabletop role-playing brings her new confidence, true friends, and a shot of real swoon-worthy love. So I don't mind that book, but it doesn't seem that appealing. Yes, I mainly go for covers. Sometimes the synopsis does go to me, but that does not sound like it's something I would want to go for. Next up, we have Dear Younger Me, What 30 Trailblazing Women Wish They'd Known as Girls by Alyssa Boxer. So this is a fascinating, there we go, group of women from all walks of their lives share their inspirations, advices, and what they wish they would know when they were younger. Did you want to know? Did you want to do what you was younger? You said when you was younger, right? Did you go, oh, I want to be this? Did you become that? Me? No. I wanted to become a forensic scientist. Didn't have the grades for it. Next up, we have A Different Kind of Brave by Lee Wind. So Nicholas Nico Hall is 16, and where he escapes from Dr. H's religious gay reprogramming institute in California. On his own, he assumes one identity after another to avoid recapture as he flees south to Peru and then Mexico. Oh, I don't know. That doesn't really sound me that I want to read. Let's just go to next. Next then we have Birch by Laura Risu. So this is in the year 2154. Virtual reality is an enchanting escape, but just for the privileged. For others like 16-year-old Liv, reality means living by a contaminated bay that sickens her little sister to the brink of death. So it looks maybe space themed, so not something I would go for. It's not something. The cover looks good, but the synopsis doesn't sound that great for me. Next up, we have The Other Lola by Ripley Jones. The sequel to Ripley Jones' unforgettable YA thriller Missing Cassandra, The Other Lola is about what happens when the people that love you most are the people you can trust the least. I know it's a thriller, but it doesn't sound like, oh yeah, this is what you're going to read in a murder mystery. So on to the next. Next up, we have Not Your Average Jo by Grace Shim. So Riley Jo is a teenager who knows what she wants. Born and raised in Bentonville, Arkansas, this Korean-American girl has a sight on set on being a musician. So when her parents are surprisingly cool about her attending the prestigious Los Angeles-based art-focused boarding school, her senior year of high school, she jumps the chance. This is her moment to take her indie rock dreams a reality. Okay, yes. That's cool. Next up, we have The Infinity Cycle by Adam Silveria. So this looks like this is another book to something. So in this epic conclusion to the New York Times best-selling Infinity Cycle, two brothers find themselves in a heartbreaking war against one another. The hardcover edition features a reversible jacket with two stunning covers by Kevin Tong and Mavis Rees Cruz. So it doesn't really tell me much about it. The cover does sound really good, but I feel like this is another book. It does say #3, so it might be a trilogy, so might have to search that up. I have read a book by this author as well, I believe. I can't remember from the top of my head. Next up, we have The Hedgebridge of Foxhall by Anna Bright. So in this gorgeous standalone fantasy romance perfect for fans of Margaret Robertson, and Alice Shaft, a rebellious witch undertakes a last-ditch quest to restore magic to medieval Wales as two princes fees for her heart. Okay, anything from Margaret Robertson I love, if you not can tell by my collection with here. And I just got the book by Alice Shaft, the I can't remember the name, but it's like a dressmaking romance one. So this will be up my alley. So let's add her to my list, shall we? Right. On to the next. Book Beast and the Crow by Elizabeth Bryan. In a small New Jersey town, a group of teens face catastrophic world-bending consequences after their friend gets bitten by the town's most featured creature, the beast that lives behind the great swamp wall, part the Hazelwood, part Stranger Things. The spine-tingling Ooh, okay. Just saying bitten by a creature, but it's literally... Oh, okay. Okay, yep, okay. Let's add her to my list because for some reason that sounds actually like amazing. So another one based on list. So next one we have Six Truths and a Lie by Reem Shikari. Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong again. So 6 Muslim teens are falsely accused of a deadly attack in this timely and harrowing examination of America's justice system. Perfect for fans of Angie, I can't say name, Angie, Thomas and Samir Hamid. Not for me. Next up we have These Bodies Between Us by Sarah Van Name. This wistful coming-of-age story with a haunting twist follows 4 friends who spend their summer learning to become invisible, but disappearing comes at a cost. Oh, so they want to disappear from the world, just like everyone else, apparently. Next up, we have Ariel Crashes a Train by Olivia A. Cole. So exploring the harsh reality of OCD and the violent intrusion thoughts in stunning lyrical writing, this novel in verse conjures a haunting yet hopeful portrait of a girl on the edge. So this is for authors of Dear Medusa, which New York Times bestseller of author Samir Hamid called a fierce and brightly burning feminist roar. Pardon me, sorry. Next up, we have Strong Like You by T.L. Simpson. So this is, I haven't cried one time since you disappear, not even at a football practice, but when Patron Roper told the whole team that you were dead. He said, you know how sometimes a dog gets sick or bites, sometimes you have to put it down. Somebody said, yep, that's probably what happened to Walker's daddy. Oh, okay. I'm not big sports. I'm just got into sports romance, so with the Hannah Grace book. Kind of one like that, but I'm not into the sports kind of books. Next up, we have Meet Me in the Fourth Dimension by Rita Feinstein. So NHSA has assured everyone of the passage of the rogue planet of Malachi will be safe, but Crosby's been getting other messages from a fortune teller and the truth teller message aboard, and now she believes that this place will kill everyone who doesn't ascend to the fourth dimension and a higher plane that descends physicality. No. Next up, we have Monster Crush by Ollie Fanny. A whirlwind adventure of exploring love, gender, and big emotions. This is perfect for anyone who likes reading, felt like they're an outsider or something like that. Since her parents split up, Ruby Rain has been having a tough time at Crestwood High. So this looks like it's going to be more of a graphic novel, but it's not a graphic novel, if that makes sense. Next up, we have Just an Epic Love Poem by Parisa Akberry. So best friendship blossoms into something more into this gorgeously written queer literary romance. Don't like literary. I can't say the word. Next up, we have We Are Mayhem by Beck Rook Mooney. So filled with messy, complicated characters, We Are Mayhem in a debut by a novel about finding strength, embracing your weird, and being true who you are no matter what. So the cover looks pretty interesting because it looks like it's doing a Spider-Man pose, but I don't know. And if you're wondering, I am reading it off my phone, guys. I just have to wait until I get a better kind of display so I can like read it above, so something like that. So I'm not looking like a right idiot looking down the time. Next up we have is Rules for Rule Breaking by Talia Tucker. So Booksmart meets Never Have I Ever in this debut YA rom-com about 2 Korean American teens forced into a shared college visit road trip where they discover that the reasons they've been rivals their entire lives might actually be sign of their perfect pair. Why does this sound like a K-drama? Is this like a K-drama? Next up we have Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Fredra Abik Inimit. I do apologise. In where this book is a YA contemporary mystery by the New York Times selling best author of Ace of Spades, that explores grief, assault, and in which way institutes fail to protect those of the care. A girl new to boarding school stumbles upon dark secrets and cover-ups of her roommate's disappearance. I feel like I've read a book or something like that, but it doesn't sound like need that. Next up we have The Revenant Games by Maggie Wooston. So all of us villains meets the Kingdom of the Wicked in an action-packed fantasy thriller following a team determined to win the competition held by warring vampires and Wizard Kingdoms, only to deliver complicated feelings to the vampire she's supposed to hand over. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, this is going to add to my list. I feel like I have read something by that author, but I'm not completely sure. I guess I'll find out when I look at the authors. But anything with vampires in it, tip me up. Next up we have Cancelled by Farhah Penn, with its clever, snark and sneering I can't say it. Cancelled is a funny, fearless novel about the realistic pitfalls and unforgettable moments of high school has to offer, perfect for fans of Jenny Han and Emma Lord. Don't know those authors, so would not know them. Next up we have Under This Red Rock by Mindy McGuinness. So from the author, this comes a YA physiology mystery following a teen girl who is grappling with the death of her brother as she starts a new job in the cabins of Idaho, only to become the number one suspect in her co-worker's murder. So this is perfect for fans of Courtney Summers, Kathleen Glasgow, and Laura Oliver. So yes, I do like the mysteries, but this one doesn't sound like it's going to be interesting. So her brother's death, and it moves on that she gets suspected for her co-worker's murder. So, next up we have In the Orbit of You by Ashley Sukama. So In the Orbit of You is a YA story of enduring love for acclaimed author Ashley, and where a personality test reunites two friends and makes them second guess their careful plans. Doesn't seem that great. I have been waiting for this book. This is Calling the Light by Laura M. Lee. I have been waiting for this book by this author because when I read the book, I was like, okay, there has to be something going on. So this is actually going to be about her sister, I believe. So Surach, I'm going to say his name now. Suracha has returned to Eve One, only to discover that everyone believes that she killed the queen and she's the new King's Shadow. These rumours have made people fear her, but it's not the rumours that concern her, it's finding out what the Soulless is going to do next, so she can find and destroy him. This is on my list of ready to book to get for this year, and I cannot wait for it, okay? Next up we have is Cursed Cruise by Victoria Fulton and Faith McLaren. So from the authors of the horror hotel called Fast Paced and Freaky, Kendra Blake comes another addictive YA horror about a group of teen ghost hunters who are invited to travel on an onboard and haunted heuristic cruise ship. Okay, yes. So we write both these authors down because obviously it's two authors that wrote a book. I still don't understand how they do that, how two authors can write one book. It's weird. Okay, next up we have is a Taki by Ryan Japol. So this is a graphic novel. So join Taka, the delinquent, as she struggles to right her wrongs after unwittingly release a horde of evil robots, and it's tough being a hero. So next up we have is The Perfect Guy Doesn't Exist by Sophie Gonzala. So what happens when the fictional perfect guy comes to life and is convinced you're his soulmate? If a fictional perfect guy comes to me and tells me that I'm his soulmate, I'm like, hell yes, please. I don't care if you're a fictional character, come to me. Next up, we have The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. So this is a tantalizing romance of these violet delights meets the mechanical wonders of the Cinders and The Last Blood Cover. So the first of the two book debuted with a riveting medical magic system and large Vietnamese-inspired fantasy world. So I believe this is the third book or something like that, so I'm not completely sure. But I'm going to get this because it sounds amazing. And it's a Vietnam-inspired fantasy world as well, so love that. Then next up we have Icarus by Akram. So this is perfect for fans of Adam Sylvia and the Dante discover the secrets of the universe and the suspenseful queer YA romance from the critical acclaimed author reimagines the tale of Icarus as a star-crossed love story between a young art thief and the son of the man he's been stealing from. So one, I do know this author. I do have two books from this author, but one book is a Peter Pan retelling and a second book is a murder mystery thing. And I'm trying to get the book too, but it's nothing, I can't get it and it's peeing me off. Next up we have is The Royal Scandal by Elamina Carter. The second book in the Royal Blood series about an American girl who threatens the royal family by exposing their dark scandals, even they are more sinister. Nah. Next up we have Out of the Left Field by Joanna Newman. So this is another graphic novel. A nerdy gay teenager just jumps headfirst into the broy world of high school baseball in this semi-autobiography of the LGBTQ plus graphic novel. So like for me, I'm not a big fan of graphic novels. Yes, I like mangas, but they're not like graphic novels. Ooh. Okay, next up we have The Return of the Vengeful Queen by C.J. Redwine. So Karis Widowthorn is a queen without a throne. A Raccoona invader holds a crystal kingdom of Clara captive, leaving Karis desperate and the ruthless committed to vengeance. But with her allies reluctant to intervene and her enemies hunting her across the open sea, Karis is left with one choice: forge a temporary alliance with Tal Penbury, the boy who betrayed and call her, keeping him out of her heart. Okay, that's a little bit on this budget. The cover, beautiful, but the synopsis, I don't think so. We're almost there, guys, trust me. Next up we have is The Pieces of a Girl by Stephanie Carnott. A raw and bold YA memoir about abuse and addiction and the power of expression, and the community that helped author and survive of the author of the book and survive and thrive. Next up we have The Dead Girls Walking by Sammy Ellis. So this is a shocking, spine-chilling YA horror slasher about a girl searching for her dead mother's body at a summer camp that was once her serial killer's father home. Perfect fans of Friday the 13th and White Smoke. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. We have something that sounds amazing. Come on, she's going to a camp to find her dead mother's body, but it was the camp where her father's serial killer. Next up, we have Chronically Dolores by Maya Van Wagenjen. About to start high school, Dolores is struggling to navigate change in friendship, family dramas, and her recently diagnosed, I'm going to say this really wrong, interstitial psoriasis, making her fiction debut bestseller author, tells Dolores' story with humour, heart, and a little bit of the flair. I think that is it. So that's everything for March. So definitely a few books that I'm definitely like, yes, I want to read. But obviously they are going to be given of my authors. So I will always search these authors up every time. And I will see what books they are. I don't want to change pages, I have to keep that. So obviously I'll see you guys next time for the April's new releases. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.